Fellow Chuggalos, welcome to the Brew Crew Podcast Special Advent Calendar Edition. This is day 2. All right, just call a spade and be totally transparent and upfront. SFIL totally punted yesterday. I totally dropped the ball. Here it is. I put the sequence and the order of this thing together, and I got the first 2 days mixed up. So I actually sampled and rated the beer on day 1 yesterday that we were supposed to have today, and then the day 2 beer that I have for you is actually supposed to be our day 1 beer. Branch and Bone Harvest Haze. I totally screwed it up. Totally screwed the pooch. Anyway, forgive me, fellow Chuggalos and the general audience, whoever you might be that might happen to be tuning into this. Anyway, I'm going to do a switcheroo. I'm doing this beer, Branch and Bone Harvest Haze, on day 2, but it's day 1 again. It's day 1 again. How often do we get to relive our days, right? How often have you said to yourself, now come on, be honest, how many times over your life, probably uncountable, do you say, I wish I could live that day over again? Either good or bad to make it better. A lot of days, right? Well, here we go. I'm actually taking that opportunity. Back in the SFIL basement right now, here I am. I'm going to be coming at you with Branch and Bone Harvest Haze. I actually, full transparency, I've actually had Harvest Haze before. It is a wet hopped IPA. It's something that I actually very much enjoy. Anyone who knows me, especially JT, knows that I love Branch and Bone. It's right here in Dayton. They're brewed right here in Dayton. And it's one of the best classic breweries around. They don't mess around. I don't recall ever having a bad beer there. There's been beers there that I've had that have been kind of so-so, but I've never had a bad beer. I take that back. I just had a bad beer there, but I think it was because of the way they were storing it. But anyway, never mind about that. Never mind about that. Never a bad beer. Branch and Bone is solid. JT introduced me to them when I first moved here, actually 4.5 years ago, and man, from the very first one, I was like, wow, who are these guys? Small little brew house right downtown in Dayton. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to do day 1 again. Branch and Bone Harvest Haze, 6.4%. It is a shorty, which means, see, look at the special handmade label that Barrel House did for us in this one. That means that beer was on tap at Barrel House, and they basically poured them bottle by bottle and capped them themselves, just for our particular Advent calendar, which Matt is joining. Matt, not our Matt, but Matt from Barrel House is joining us for the entirety of the Advent calendar, and I'm excited. I was excited to see him 3 weeks ago when we went down there. It was great to see him and hang out with him, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with them when we all get back together in December. Anyway, without further ado, oh, look at that nice cap. It's a really special cap. It's unique, and it says a lot. Here's the cap they put on here. Be nice or F off. So there you have it. Yeah, well, okay. And without further ado, I'm going to pop this baby. And we're going to pour it. Ooh, I already smell the hops. I'm already smelling it. It didn't even come out of the bottle yet, and I was smelling it. We'll see how well this thing does. Sometimes I wonder, about these shorties that get poured off tap and then capped. But this one has held its own. Nice, thick, creamy head. I know I've said that before. I step right in it every time too, but I can't help myself. Look at that thing. It is thick. It's creamy. it's going to be delicious. And let's see, I can't probably get any much more in there. All right. So here we go. Oh yeah, wow. Harvest Haze. Yeah, it's a juicy. You can see it's kind of hazy. Not too bad actually, not too hazy, but it's got that pale straw color to it, which is really interesting because it is not a lager. It is an ale, but it's an IPA and it's that light colored. Isn't that interesting? Kind of a nice color though. But the nose is really interesting. You can smell the hops, but they're really clean. They're really, I think there's probably citrus hops because I smell a lot of citrus in there, which are really just the augmented flavonoids that they give off, really. And yeah, I'm smelling grapefruit in there. Yep, grapefruit and little melon and something like tangerine or something's in there. Diving right in. Oh, that's lovely. That's so lovely. That's what I'm talking about. That is a solid, just excellent beer. That is just so good. So it's a wet hopped IPA, which means they put more hops in it. They hop it twice basically, and they're hopping it in the primary fermenter, or not in the primary fermenter. They're hopping it in the they're hopping it in the primary fermenter, and then after they rack it off into the secondary fermentation, whether they're using tanks or casks, I don't know. I'm totally flying blind on this one. I haven't actually looked it up, done any research on it or whatever, because I wanted to be surprised. I kind of know Branch and Bone is going to be great, so I just trust it and I'm just going for it. But they put it in the secondary also to try to give it a little more hop character. And it's usually for the flavor, not for the bitterness so much, but for the flavor when they hop it, when they double hop it or hop it an extra time, and they wet hop it. Dry hopping is a different thing altogether, where they just kind of throw the hops in on top, let it do its thing. Because that's really more for fragrance than it is for flavor. But in any case, what you get with this is, I hope there's no one out there that thinks it's overly hopped, because it is not for an IPA, especially for an American IPA. It is not at all. The hops are there. They get a lovely, they give it a really lovely flavor. They give it a little punch when you first taste it. On the finish, you get that little bitterness from the hop bite, a little bitterness, but it is not overpowering at all. And the wonderful thing about these hops is, and there's more than just citrus in here. It's probably, I don't know, what do they usually use with citrus hops? Like mosaics, maybe. And dang it, that's good. That is a good example of an IPA. See, to me, that ain't West Coast. Of course, we're not West Coast, but a lot of people like that style. So brewers all over the country, probably all over the world now, make West Coast style IPAs. This is not that. And this is not a New England style either. This is a real bright, fresh, clean kind of taste. Definitely some fruitiness and some citrus in there. Like I say, I got that grapefruit. I taste less of that when I'm drinking it. Lemon, there's some lemon in there. I taste a little notes of lemon. Just really clean. Really clean. Just really like that a lot. The tangerine was, I think, more from the sweetness, because, it's not orange, like orange, but it's got that sweetness. It's hard to describe a tangerine, but to say it tastes like a tangerine. Wow, how brilliant of me. But it's really great. That's a really pleasant. That's a great. That's a great beer. That's a great pour. That to me is an everydayer. Now that's not going to be a 5 star. I love Ranch and Bone, but it's really not a 5 star. It's not really like, wow, that's the best dang IPA I've had all year in a long time or whatever. It's not that, but I tell you what, they know how to do it. They just know, no matter what they make. I walk. Uh, JT and I went. Was it probably 2 weeks ago now? I guess maybe. No, it was just last weekend. And we went up to Branch and Bone, and man, they have some great beers up there. But really, they're really good at sours and fruit tarts. Now, okay, here I am saying that, and this is your buddy SFIL here. Man, I came to this 4.5 years ago. I hated sours and fruit tarts. JT will tell you it's because I didn't know them, and JT would be right because I really didn't know them. I hadn't tried them much. I think the ones I had tried were probably overly sour, and I don't really like to drink a sour beer like that. Really sour, like, puckering so much that you get that thing back here in your throat that just it feels like your throat closes up. I'm not really into that kind of a sour, but I've had a lot of sours now, thanks to my buddy JT turning me on to these, and I have had so many that weren't sour. They were just a little hint of sour and much more fruit. And man, when you get that fruit coming through, and the sweetness and the fruit flavor and the essence, whatever that fruit happens to be that's in there, combined with the typical beer mix, the barley and the hops and the yeast and all that stuff. Man, there are some great ones. I just had a great one. We just had a great one down at Branch and Bone the other day, which was cherry flavored. It was called Seasonal Friend. I think it was called Seasonal Friend. So if you guys see that, go check it out. It was really, really good. We had a bunch of other ones that were really good too, but that one just struck me as being an example of a great sour, kind of a fruit tart sour that Branch and Bone is so good at. So, but anyway, it doesn't really matter the style. I've had a lot of different beers from there, and like I said earlier, they're all really solid. So this is no exception. It's got a great finish on it. Not much of a bite. Not much of a bite. Real smooth on the finish. There's enough hops there to let you know they're there, but it doesn't have a real hop bite, not that real super strong bitterness. It's sweet, it's silky, it's got a really pleasant flavor. And like I said, the whole thing from front to back of the palate is really just clean. It's clean and citrusy, just refreshing and fresh, and it kind of sparkles. It's a great example. This is a beer I would drink over and over again. I would have this in my cellar or, in my fridge. This is one I would drink often. I really enjoy this a lot. I'm going to rate this as a, wow. I got to think about this for one more minute. I don't even know what style to call it. I think it's an American Midwest IPA. Frankly, I think it's the best of all examples. It's got great hop character, but it's not overly hopped. It's not super mild mannered like a New England either. It's just got a lot of flavor profile to it. I really enjoy this a lot. This is a great beer. Really enjoying it. The 6.4, that's kind of right in the wheelhouse. That's about normal, I think. Anymore, gosh, you see IPAs all over the map. You see IPAs that go from, 5 points to, 10 points and more, double and triple IPAs, which we'll get into in the advent calendar. Yes, we have them. They're later on down the road a little bit, but this is right. This is just really solid. So last night, which was night 2 with the Rahine, yeah, easy for me to say, Rheingebot lager that we had from Germany, the Tannen Zappel. That thing I gave a 3.5. I thought it was very solid, very above average, kind of a B player, in the lager field, B plus maybe. And I liked it a lot. This is better than that. This is better than that. But the question is, Phil, what do you really think? What do you really think? And where should this really be? Should it be in the 4-point territory or above? And I don't know. It's solid, man. I wish I could get fractional numbers. Matt's going to love me. I don't know, man. I got to give this okay. I'll settle for a 3.75 on this. 3.75. I think it's a good score. Very solid, very high quality, very excellent IPA. Drinkable. Daily drinker. It's not one of those weirdo drinks that you can only drink a little bit of and you have to put it away and you don't want to drink it very often, but it's kind of a specialty kind of a beer. Not that at all. It's a daily drinker, and it's really solid, very solid. 3.75. That's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This is Phil. Day 2. Day 1 again with the beer, but kind of in the day 2-ish time frame. All right, I'm going to sign off now while I'm behind. I'll see you chuggalos later. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow on day 3. We'll see what day 3 brings. Hope you all have a great day tomorrow. It's Wednesday tomorrow. It's hump day on the island, as Jimmy Buffett would say. So I hope you all have a great day, and we'll come back and see you tomorrow evening for day 3's surprise. All right. Have a good night. We'll see you in the morning. Take care. Spill out.